There have been only a handful of iconic father-son duos in baseball. You think the Griffeys, the Bonds, the Fielders, just to name a few.
World Series Game 6 in 2020, or you're borderline hitting a 300 perfect game, but you're at that final moment. Which one's more pressure?
They both have their pressure.
It's one thing to pitch for one of the best teams in the state. It's another when you're a freshman.
They will face the top pitcher in minor league baseball against Paul Skeens.
The Los Angeles Dodgers finding themselves in the exact same position they were in 1 year ago against the same team.
From his MLB debut in 2018 with the Orioles to his time in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Colorado, and now in Cincinnati, Wins has plenty of stories, enough in fact to take up our entire show. What has this done with the connection of baseball and bowling to your relationship?
We're going to switch to the other side of the box because that's what you do, and I want you to show me what maybe is the difference on this side of the plate as a right-handed hitter. You mentioned that you are more of a power hitter on this side. What's the pitch that you trust the most, and can you show me the grip that you hold it with?
Probably the sinker.
There is something to be said about the fact that there are a ton of righties in this rotation. Breaking it up with a lefty would be nice, and you can't guarantee Kershaw will be in that rotation long term.
Was playing in the World Series similar to that feeling of waking up on Christmas Day?
I'd say very equivalent.
How far do you feel you personally have come and achieved since that moment you were traded from Seattle to Cincinnati?
You grew up in New Jersey, getting drafted out of high school. I mean, how did you mature so quickly?
And now you find your way to Cincinnati and, of course, here in Louisville. What are your emotions like from looking back at this time?
In order to get to the major league level, what are you doing to get to that point, these final steps before making it to Cincinnati? You just got here recently. What has it been like for you to come here to Louisville after what has been a relatively long career in baseball?
After you secured number 2,000, you have your team watching as you're giving your post-game interview. Was that emotional for you?
Yeah, you're trying to make me cry now.
Well, we are one sleep away from seeing the local boy taking his talents to the national stage. Arizona Diamondbacks starting pitcher Brandon Pfaadt, who is from Louisville, went to Trinity and to Bellarmine. He will start Game 3 of the World Series Monday night against the future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer. Shohei Ohtani yet to sign. Juan Soto just traded to the Yankees. Meanwhile, the Reds walking away with few additions. They have signed relievers Nick Martinez and Emilio Pagan on a 2-year deal. According to Ken Rosenthal, they are not finalists for Eduardo Rodriguez. In fact, he just signed minutes ago with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They have been in trade talks with Dylan Cease. Tuesday night, though, the most important thing of the weekend, they secured the second pick in the upcoming MLB draft thanks to the lottery system. The former Los Angeles Angel is taking his talents up the freeway to Chavez Ravine in Los Angeles. Shohei Ohtani, the unicorn of baseball, is officially a Los Angeles Dodger. And as you mentioned, Noel, he has signed the largest contract in North American sports history. So why is Ohtani so valuable? Well, when healthy, he is a top-tier pitcher and he is an elite hitter. He will not pitch this upcoming season due to Tommy John surgery, but even with the injury, he still won the MVP, hitting 44 home runs and putting up the top OPS in baseball this past season. On the hill, he went 10-5 with a 3.14 ERA, and he also logged 132 innings before he was shut down. Huge news in Major League Baseball late Sunday night. The Cincinnati Reds have parted ways with manager David Bell after 6 seasons with the Reds. His firing, of course, leading the team to only one postseason, probably part of the reason why. That postseason appearance was in 2020. Former Card Will Smith and the Dodgers facing the Mets in Game 6 of the NLCS. Third inning, 4-1 Dodgers with the lead. Smith to dead center field. That's a 2-run blast, makes it 6-1. The Dodgers win 10-5. They are headed to the World Series to face the New York Yankees. That is going to be a classic. Bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Bats. Michael Troutwine at the plate, driving this down the right field line. That'll roll all the way to the wall for a 2-run triple. It's 3-0 Bats. Bottom 5, bases juiced up 4-2. Troutwine again, this time ripping it into right center field for a base knock. It's 5-2, and Levi Jordan driving in a pair on a double. It was a 4-run 5th inning. The Bats win it 9-3. And we'll also have more on Michael Troutwine coming up right after the break. We will be right back.
There is nobody quite better at the game of baseball than Mookie Betts. However, he's also really talented at one other sport. We are at the bowling alley at Executive Bowl. Mookie, You are a professional bowler on top of that. It's pretty amazing what you're able to do, not only on the baseball field, and we'll say between the lines, but also on the lanes as well. We're really happy to have you here in Louisville. What brings you out here to Louisville?
Man, this is like home for me. I've been coming here since I was, freshly new, and my family's from here, and so this is really a place I kind of grew up in. Getting to come back, see some family, come bowl in the place I used to bowl after my dad. And my uncles were bowling in the league. It's just fun, I just want to get bowling out there. I know bowling has been on the rise. It's been doing a really good job. People have been participating, but just trying to do my job, do my part, and get it out there.
Your mother was telling me that it was a very young age that bowling was really what you started with.
Yeah, I think I was bowling before I was doing any other sport, and so something me and my mom have done for forever, and we will do for forever. It's just really just a true passion. It's a true passion I have that's outside of baseball. I guess you can have more than one, and I guess I found two for me. To
kind of bring both sports together in a way, because you also have Michael Harris joining you today. What does that mean to you, that you're able to take those two paths and merge them together and bring a community together as well? Right, it's super cool. It's super cool. Like I said, bowling is fun, man. I think just get out there and you do it, and you have more. A lot of people have more fun with it than they think they will. Obviously, not a lot of people take it as seriously as I do. It's kind of embarrassing to admit that you really love bowling because, there's so many other things to do, but bowling is so much fun, and I think I'm just doing my part in getting all the bowlers to come out. The World Series Game 6 in 2020, or you're borderline hitting a 300 perfect game, but you're at that final moment. Which one's more pressure? They both have their pressures. They both come with a lot. One comes with the whole fan base and everybody else, and then the other one comes with just your own self. When you need a strike in the 10th frame, your hands start getting sweaty. A little sweaty out there. Yeah, all that stuff going on. And so I know in the 9th inning, when it's 2 outs, I don't really get as nervous. I don't know what it is. I know in bowling it does bring some stressors for sure. You'll be here throughout the weekend, and people can come up, see you, say hi? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll definitely come say hey to everyone. Got to watch out for the autographs and whatnot because I'm bowling, and I don't want to mix bowling and that. So, but definitely I'm very social person. Very social person. Except on the lane. Once I step back from the lane, it's clear. It's clear. Mookie, thank you so much for your time. Yes, sir. Man. Really appreciate you. And, thank you. We'll catch you between the lines, but also in the lanes. Yes, sir. It's one thing to pitch for one of the best teams in the state. It's another when you're a freshman. Grayson Davis, man, you've been able to do it all. What is it like for you to be able to go out here and just simply shove, even as a freshman for Trinity?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been easy, too, with as good of a team as we have behind us.
Well, we're going to do what Grayson does best. We're going to toss the ball around. You're a freshman, able to touch 90. What is that like for you?
Everyone asks me, nerves. What are nerves like as a freshman? And definitely at the beginning of the season, it was scary. I've realized that it's hard to be nervous when you have such a good team behind you.
You're already showing what you're capable of doing. So what is the next step for you here as you still have so many years ahead of you before you even think about the college level?
It's kind of a good feeling to think, what the future holds, but I kind of like the ability to just kind of be in the now.
Being in the now, 21 consecutive victories. Your most recent performance against St. X, you shut them down.
Yeah.
You strike out 11 in the process. What was that emotion like to face a rival and do that on the hill?
I was definitely nervous the night before. Everyone jokes with me about how much emotion I show, but I think showing emotion is a good way of, getting the team up.
What's the pitch that you trust the most, and can you show me the grip that you hold it with?
Probably the sinker, just because it's gotten the most ground balls and the most outs this year, and it's just I hold it like a 2-seam, and I throw it like a 2-seam. It just drops down below the barrel.
Whether it's a knuckleball or a sinker or just straight gas at this point, you can see Grayson Davis continue to go out here and absolutely shove for Trinity. Grayson, it's a pleasure, man. Thanks so much for talking to me, and we look forward to seeing your future here, freshman year and beyond.
Yes, sir.
Fans that go to Bats games regularly probably recognize the man behind home plate, Michael Troutwine, but his story is one they probably have not heard. And I had the chance to sit down with him and discuss how baseball and mental health have blended together for him and for his family through their foundation, Will to Live. Michael Troutwine, obviously, to have the opportunity to sit with you here is a special one. This is an important month for you with Mental Health Awareness Month. Baseball has been a big part of your life, and having the opportunity to spread awareness of what you've had to battle through, the highs and the lows, through your life at 24 years old. Take me through where you're at right now, how you've gotten to this point.
As it pertains to mental health, it's been something that's huge in our family, and me personally, in dealing with it in the context of sports, sometimes, you know, in the past it's been kind of overlooked, or there's been a stigma around it, and you know, as of late, teams and organizations across all sports have kind of taken a step towards acknowledging it and doing something about it and talking about it. For my family's sake, we lost my brother Will in 2010, so almost 14 years ago now, and he was 15, and he was a freshman in high school, and he was an athlete and a musician, and you know, he had a bunch of friends, and we thought things were going great, and we didn't know anything was wrong, and it kind of just was a shock for a lot of us. My dad pretty much immediately said, we got to do something about this, and we have to use this to help. He's been amazing in kind of turning this tragedy into something we can help others with, and that was the point of the foundation, the Will to Live Foundation. We started, you know, weeks after my brother's death. We've made it our job to kind of help people out and get people talking about mental health and suicide and depression and anxiety, and especially in teens.
Talk to me a little bit about your brother and your connection with your brother. He was your older brother.
Like any 10-year-old kid, he was my hero. You know, I'm a catcher now, and he was a catcher. That was the first position he played, and I was 6 years old and wanted to be a catcher, and because of him, and I play a little guitar, my family's very musical, and he was the first one to kind of dive into it. It hurt to lose him, and he was someone that we looked up to, and you know, he's the oldest brother. We have a saying, it's called "Love You Man." That's our motto, and it's just that little, hey, love you man, when you're saying goodbye to a buddy, because you never know what the last, you know, words you might say or when the last time you'll see someone, and that's something we learned the hard way.
Even just that 3-word saying, I mean, how important is that to you to be able to spread awareness and do it in that kind of way?
It's everything. You know, like that's the whole purpose of the foundation, and that's why we did it, was just so you remember to say that. Just saying, hey, I love you, man. Like, it's that easy. And you do, right? And we do love a lot of people, and we want to show that love.
Fans get to come out here, watch you every single day. Knowing your message and knowing what you carry on your sleeve, how crucial is it for you to go out there and take the field every day, honoring your brother and spreading the word as well?
I want, you know, people to remember, hey, like, I liked playing against him, or I liked playing with him, because that's what my brother was. He was a great teammate, and he was the guy who, you know, was laughing and having fun, and guys wanted to be around him. I don't think my brother ever cares if I get a hit or not. I think just being a good guy and enjoying it, having fun and laughing, enjoying it while I'm doing it is the biggest thing.
Well, as for the Love You Man slogan the foundation has come up with, and of course Troutwine had mentioned in our interview as well, they've handed out 60,000 of these wristbands that I have right here on my hand right here, which is awesome. So it was really a great cause that they're serving, and also they've served 3,000 high schools on top of that, reeling in $1.8 million in the process. So an incredible cause. And of course, to watch our full interview and learn more about the Will to Live Foundation, you can visit our website at wave3.com. Obviously an incredible kid and a very tough scenario, but man, what they've been able to do is incredible.
Great message.